Hi guys, it's Joe. I just figured I'd get with y'all and talk to you a little bit tonight about music. It's been a really big part of my life, but I don't always recognize that it's that big of a part of my life until way later on down the road. Originally, when I was a little kid, before I actually learned how to, choose my own music and what I wanted to listen to, I grew up listening to country, which is probably not that unusual considering I'm from Houston. But I grew up listening to country music, the late 80s and early 90s. Garth Brooks, Trisha Yearwood, Reba McEntire, Tracy Lawrence, Tracy Byrd, John Anderson, that kind of stuff. When I was in second grade, for some reason I will never understand in my life, I decided that the only thing I wanted to listen to was hardcore rap. I was 7. I'm not sure how that worked out. After that, there was a period of a whole lot of nothing. I didn't really listen to anything in particular. Getting into my early teen years, probably 10, 11, 12, I was listening to country again. And then I started listening to, I guess you would call it pop. Rock, alternative, just whatever was on like the top 40 kind of stuff. But it's really strange because some songs can just automatically just transport you back to a specific place and time. When I was before I went into the Army, when I was in college the first time around, I took care of my little brother as my living, as my job. And so we would ride to his grandma's house in the morning, and I would drop him there, and then I would go to class. Well, on the way, we would listen to mostly Linkin Park, because I was in a whole Linkin Park obsessing phase that I'm not sure I've grown out of yet. But we listened to the Hybrid Theory CD pretty much every morning, and so me and my year-and-a-half, 2-year-old brother would sit there and scream Linkin Park songs at the top of our lungs. And so now when I hear that, that's what I think of. And it's, it's like I'm just back there in the car with him, 10 years ago. It's, some songs off of the Meteora album by Linkin Park. When I got that CD, I was also playing, I think, the very first Spider-Man video game on the PlayStation. I could be wrong, but so when I hear those songs, I automatically think of Spider-Man. So it's kind of weird how stuff does that for you. I think the next time that music became a really big thing was probably in basic training, because if you look at it in the right light, you're always surrounded by music in the military, because anywhere you go, you're marching in a formation, whether it's 50 people or 150 people or just 2 of you. You always fall into step with each other, and it's just a thing you can't control. So the rhythm is always there, the rhythm of your footsteps and the rhythm of your marching, and it syncs really, really easily. And when there's more than 4 or 5 people, you've got to move in an element, and so you have to do some kind of cadence. And whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, or you're actually singing a cadence song or something like that, there's always that kind of music around you. At night, we would sing songs in the barracks, after lights out, because you can't sleep, or you can sleep but you don't want to, and for whatever reason everybody's awake, and so we'd throw down with some songs that everybody knew, and it was a lot of fun. And then probably the time that music hit me the hardest was Sundays in church. I've never been much of a church-going kind of guy, but in basic training I totally was, and not just because it got me out of doing chores around the barracks. That weekly dose of non-stressful time with the guys that you're in training with is part of what really helped me get through, because without an outlet like that where you can just sit down and calm yourself and just be open and be loose without having to worry about what they're going to make you do push-ups for, or what somebody else is going to do that's going to get you in trouble and get you more push-ups, or get yelled at for this, or have to go work on that, or whatever like that. It's just that kind of recentering yourself and gaining your emotional equilibrium back. And the time that I felt I felt the most was during the worship music on Sundays. And so that really helped, and I really enjoyed that. And then even after basic training, when I got into tech school, somebody always had some kind of music playing up in the barracks. And so it's, music's always been a really big part of my life, even though I don't always recognize it. My taste in music has pretty much run the gamut from rock and rap to country to classical to techno. I'm not a big fan of jazz. That's just me. But I like a lot of musicals, which is usually kind of odd to tell people. But I like rock operas. Rocky Horror is one of my absolute favorites. My fiance introduced me to Rent, which I absolutely love. I've been listening to Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom of the Opera since I was old enough to talk. And so I absolutely love that. There's a whole lot of stuff. Moulin Rouge is another that I just absolutely love, because I totally have a man crush on Ewan McGregor. I'll watch him in pretty much anything. But the music in that's fantastic as well. And that's pretty much it. Music is always a really big thing for me, even if I don't realize it at the time. And I know I've said that like 4 times already, but whatever. But yeah, so I guess that's about it for tonight. So it was good talking to you. Hopefully we'll see you again soon.